What up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo's The Mandalorian Episode 4 review. And it is filled with spoilers, so please, if you haven't seen it, pause us, go watch it, you'll be happy, and then come back and watch the rest of the video.
Absolutely. And when you're done, make sure that you hit that like and ring the bell so you can be notified of all of our other videos.
And notify? You can tell all your friends. You don't have to notify them.
No, the bell will notify them.
And notify everybody. Everybody needs to know this is something that's very important. Our reviews of The Mandalorian and anything else.
Right. So do all the YouTube things, ring the bell, hit the gong, hit the like.
Bang a gong?
Yeah,
Get it on. We do have a Facebook page. We do have a Twitter account. Follow those too.
Yeah.
They'll be in the comments down below. Go ahead and click on them. Okay, episode 4, Sanctuary, begins in a small farming village. They're collecting fish when a band of raiders, which looked very orc-like,
Definitely, yeah.
attack, and there's a child who was kind of wandered away chasing a frog, and her mom kind of runs over, kind of grabs her, they jump in the water, put a basket over their head until the raiders leave.
So when these raiders are attacking, we see these like huge blasters coming out of the woods and everything. And I mean, it is tearing this village up. It's really going after these people. So we know they mean business. So we see these huge blasters come out. We don't know where they're coming from, and we see these sort of pit bull pig orc things running out of the woods, and they're causing mayhem and stabbing and whatever. I mean, it's crazy.
Just to be clear, pit bull like the dog, not like the raptor.
Right.
And I don't know if they gave the species a name, but when they ran away at at certain points, they come and go throughout this.
We did say spoiler filled.
Right. They sounded like they were barking like dogs.
I feel like I've seen them before. I don't know if they've been in a movie before or some. I feel like I've seen them somewhere before.
Hey, if you guys know where they're from,
yeah, put it
let
in
us
the comments.
know. We didn't find out yet, but we'll keep looking also.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see the Mandalorian in his ship with Baby Yoda hitting a bunch of buttons he shouldn't have been.
Oh, that was probably my favorite part so far.
He's so curious.
Yeah, and he's totally a kid. I mean, because he's not only playing with the buttons, and the Mandalorian tells him, "Hey, don't touch that. Don't touch anything." Baby Yoda stares directly at him and presses a button while he's staring at him. Like, it's, you little...
For those of us that have kids, we know that does happen all the time.
It's like if he had if the Mandalorian had made a tray of, like, muffins.
Right.
And he had walked up and just gone...
Exactly,
without breaking eye contact, that's kind of...
That's the exact kind of thing that he did,
It's really intense, man.
Well, it's great, too, because he picks him up after that.
Yeah.
He kind of told him, and he calls him a womp rat.
Yeah.
So, has the Mandalorian been to Tatooine, then?
Yeah.
He has to admit, yes, absolutely.
Isn't that where the guy I Have Spoken is from?
We never
We don't
confirmed.
know.
We don't know for sure.
But we've seen Jawas on other planets now, too, because... that sandcrawler, maybe they take them everywhere they go. Who knows how they get from planet to planet?
Mm-hmm. I thought that was the new Tesla SUV.
It was.
Yeah.
Did you notice the windows didn't crack?
No, I didn't notice.
Well, it's because he didn't throw a giant bearing ball in it.
Yeah, at least it didn't break through.
Right.
So, they find this little backwater planet. They show up. They're kind of walking to this restaurant type thing, and actually, Baby Yoda sees something that, to me, it looked like a loth cat from Star Wars Rebels. Mm-hmm. So it's looked like they're really, Favreau really likes to bring everything together.
I'm really appreciating all the Easter eggs that we're seeing. I love it. It's great to kind of do all these little callbacks to other movies and shows within the Star Wars universe.
To me, that was part of the nostalgia of all the little things that you caught as you watched the movies, and that made them kind of layered where you can watch them over and over. And I saw that
definitely.
Now.
Favreau definitely is a fan. We've talked about it before.
Absolutely.
And he's definitely, and there's stuff later on too that, is from the original trilogy that I thought was kind of cool. At the restaurant he sees Cara Dune, played by Gina Carano, former Strikeforce MMA champion. He's kind of suspicious of her. Obviously, she kind of looks like a bounty hunter, so he's like, thinks he's in trouble.
Is she after me, kind of thing. And it's hilarious, his interaction with the bartender or the waitress, whoever it is, she comes up and he's trying to get information out of her, but doesn't seem that she understands that that's what he's trying to do. And so he gives her some money trying to, like, bribe her, and she doesn't, like, she just thinks, oh, cool, he gave me a tip.
Drink faster.
I'll get you, yeah. And that's what
Not only will I get that soup, but I'll get you a drink too.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly. They haven't experienced that kind of persuasion on that.
Right,
planet,
right.
You know?
But what's cool is this kind of introduces us to another new piece of technology that the Mandalorian has in his helmet or his computer or whatever. He now has this infrared vision. He's able to sort of track her outside of the restaurant.
Right.
So
He looks up, she's gone.
Yeah.
So he goes to follow her, of course, flipping some more money to the bartender, saying, watch the kid.
Watch the kid.
And we know how well that turns out here in a minute. But he goes outside and he, clicking with his little thing, and he turns on infrared. He can follow her footprints because they're still going to be a little warmer than the rest of the
Very
ground.
Predator-like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a
Thing
good...
on the arm, you know.
Good yeah.
And once again, we talked about it before with how great they are at making weapons, their technology. We know why the Empire probably, decimated them in the Great Purge, because they're very warlike and they're good at what they do. Or if they were Wolverine, they're the best at what they do. But it sounds like they're creating little pockets, and they're going to start coming back into power, and they can really be a force to reckon with because of how good the weapons and technology are. I think the show goes to great lengths to show that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Dave was actually mentioning before we started recording, he was talking about how they're doing a good job of showing us a little bit more, giving us a little bit more backstory about the characters with each one of these episodes. We learn a lot more about the Mandalorian in this episode alone too.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's the pacing. In
Yeah.
any other Star Wars movie, obviously it's going to move a little faster. You're going to have a little more action in the movies, and with a TV show, they can slow it down and really develop a character.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you ever watch Breaking Bad? The pacing of that show was really slow, but then when it all came together, you knew why they did it.
Yep.
I don't think this is that slow. I think they got a lot that they're saying, whether they speak or not, and I really think they're doing a great job of
Agreed.
developing
Well,
the
and it's
character.
almost all from the Mandalorian's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
We're not getting flashbacks to what's going on with, Carl Weathers' character or what's going on in Tatooine with I've Spoken. It's all where he is and what's going on at that time. So
Yep.
I really like the fact that we don't know what's going on. There could be bounty hunters, getting ready to surround this planet right now, or anything could be going on, and it's only going to unfold as he learns it.
Right.
Yep.
And he runs into her. They have a minor scuffle, and they kind of both are like, "Oh, I thought you were coming after me." And of course, Baby Yoda's like,
It's just sitting there loudly sipping soup. So clearly, the waitress didn't watch him very well. But what I liked about that is what is her name?
Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Cara Dune.
So we see that she's clearly a skilled fighter as she is in real life, but the Mandalorian doesn't seem to be up to par as far as his fighting skills go, because as soon as he starts to get beaten a little bit, he instantly goes for his flamethrower. But another thing that we learned is maybe she has fought a Mandalorian before, because it's almost like she knew what he was doing and she instantly stepped on his wrist to stop it, which is kind of cool.
Definitely. Once again, Doug has talked about this. He's not like this super Mandalorian. He doesn't win
Right.
every fight. Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
saved
he's
him.
not overpowered.
And it really adds to the show quite a bit. He gets back to his ship, and some of the villagers from the beginning scene come over and try to hire him. And he's having nothing of it at first. He's like, "What do you think? I'm a mercenary?" And then as soon as they're like, "Oh man, well, it's so, nothing's around us. It's, and he's like,
We're farmers. We live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, wait. The middle of nowhere, you say?
Really?
because he definitely wants to hide with Baby Yoda.
Yes.
So he just,
Wouldn't you?
oh yeah, no, definitely. He hires Cara Dune to kind of help him. She's a former shock trooper in the rebellion that we heard. They travel to the village. Baby Yoda fits right in with the kids. He's like playing with them. They
Loves him.
love him instantly. And then
I don't know. You should probably keep a 50-year-old man away from the kids.
excellent point. And then Cara and Mando go to hunt down the Raiders, and that's when they figure out that they have an ATST. For those of you that don't know what an ATST is, it's kind of the mini Scout Walkers from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. So we saw them last time on Endor, and being taken down by the our cute little teddy bear friends. So I wonder if we're gonna see something similar.
A couple Ewoks show up to help the Mando out. Should join his gang.
Right. That'd be great. Or what if they were the ones who brought it and they're driving it?
They come back and they explain to the villagers that they have to leave.
Yeah.
In classic Mandalorian, he's very blunt about it. You can't stay here.
Yeah. Bad
Right.
news. You have to leave.
Right.
Dude, you've been here a day. All right.
They're clearly upset. They're like, you took the job. You said you were gonna help us out, and him and oh my God, see, I'm terrible with names. Gina Carano. Thank you.
Cara Dune.
Cara Dune. Okay, I'm gonna call her that. Cara Dune.
CD.
So him and Cara Dune. They both express like, look, we're not going up against this. It's just the two of us that know how to fight. The two of us can't take out an armored vehicle, and so obviously all of the villagers who don't want to leave, they've been living there for generations. They're like, no, you can train us. So this brings us to I think my favorite part. We get a nice training montage.
Yeah, and we find out that the mom from the beginning is kind of an expert shot.
Oh yeah.
And makes me wonder, she knew a lot about the Mandalorian, was asking about if he's ever taken his helmet off.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more to her than what we have been given. She is a widower, it said, so...
Is there more than meets the eye?
Transformers. And they decide to set a trap for the Scout Walker.
Ah, it's a trap.
So they dig a big hole, they kind of build some encampments to force everyone in one spot, and then Cara and Mando head to the Raiders' camp. They see him drinking some blue liquid, could be blue milk from The Last Jedi, and they go into this building to blow it up, and there's making vats of this. I don't know if they stole those little critters from the beginning to make this, and they're selling it to the bars.
Oh, that could be. I don't know if it's you bring up a good point. It could be blue milk, or it could just be melted down because the vats seem to be hot.
Yep.
And
So
they
it
were
could have been
glowing.
melted down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been something
blue
else.
fish or whatever.
Could have been some sort of spice or something that
Yeah.
maybe they're building on this world and shipping out. Could be more to this story. Maybe the Mandalorian is making enemies that we don't know about. Because the boss of this group may be like, who did this?
Yeah, there was some sort of printing on the vats too. So.
Wayne Industries.
Right.
So, they blow the building up, they get out, and it was a great fight scene that they had inside. They really worked well together. They were starting to get overpowered, so they blew a hole in the back of the building and jumped out right before it blew up. Thought really well done. They're running back to the village as the Scout Walker is chasing them, which we see as they've either modified it or the Empire was not using it to its full extent
Right.
on Endor, but it has red eyes, very ominous looking.
So you can just imagine the Empire's engineer who had developed this walker. Like, finally, somebody used the eyes. I designed this thing to be used at night, and nobody ever used it at night.
Seriously, the pit bulls get it. Goddamn stormtroopers don't.
They did a whole rap about it, as pit bulls do.
They do. So, they lead them back. They lead the Scout Walker back to the village. And, of course, it won't step forward enough where they dug this little hole. So the pit bulls come rushing.
Called it.
Yeah, Dave actually called it while we were watching the episode.
And, the pit bulls are rushing. They're firing. Gina Carano's Cara Dune comes up with a plan. And in something that kind of shocked me, she asked for the plasma rifle.
And he gave it to her.
He gave it to her.
I did not think he would give it up that easy.
I didn't either.
He's obviously building up some trust with some of these people because giving that rifle to somebody, I didn't think it would happen, but he did.
Either, yeah.
Maybe he just thought she was going to get killed and he'd pick it off her dead body. But she goes up and she's kind of gets close to it and she's firing at it. She kind of hits it in the head once. It's kind of looking forward. It's kind of stepping forward, and right as it's about to step forward, she jumps up and shoots it in the eye.
Right.
Which definitely kind of damages it. Could have killed one of the.
But it also definitely egged them on, and it finally stepped forward the way that they originally intended for their plan to go through, so they could trap it. Its foot got sort of stepped into this muddy water, and it lost balance and fell forward. And
unlike Return of the Jedi, where they just blew up when they fell, it took some damage. But the Mandalorian,
it was still shooting at him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Took a thermal detonator, threw it in the eye. Blew it up, kind of saving the day. Once that happened, the pit bulls ran off to write new songs and new raps. You know, and we come to find out that Mando is planning on leaving Baby Yoda at this village.
Yep.
He's very happy there. We see him at one point try to eat a frog, and the kids all get
Again.
grossed out. And thanks to peer pressure, he spits it out.
Yeah. I mean, so now they did that on purpose. That way they can sell two different versions of the toy. Baby Yoda with frog, Baby Yoda without frog. I mean,
Disney's they print their own money for a reason. But the Mandalorian's talking to the mom, and she's like, "We want you to stay," and he's like, "I can't. I'm gonna leave, Baby Yoda here." And that's when we see a bounty hunter kind of coming up through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a scope out. First, he's trained on the Mandalorian. Then he moves it over, and it looks like he's about to get a headshot kill on Baby Yoda. Much to the delight of someone who messaged our channel last time, who'd like Baby Yoda to die.
Which, dude, come on, guys.
It's harsh, man.
He's cute. He's adorable.
Exactly.
He's going to be extremely powerful when he gets older. But the thing that I noticed, and once again coming back to Jon Favreau, the bounty hunter looks just like the guy who called in the Millennium Falcon in A New Hope. He's got that sort of elephant-like trunk snout, and he's wearing the dark goggles. And right when he's about to put the headshot in, Cara Dune is behind him. She takes him out. Obviously, with people looking for her, and she knows they're looking for the Mandalorian, she was at least, doing a patrol outside of the camp, making sure everything was good.
Right,
That's
right.
at least what it seems like. So saving the day, obviously, he had a little fob, so they know that the bounty hunters are going to know where they're at.
And you can't leave Baby Yoda there.
Yeah. So he
Very
grabs Baby Yoda. They start to head out. The episode ends.
But even if he if he had left Baby Yoda, I mean, they mentioned this in the episode. Said it would break his little heart, or however many hearts he has. But yeah, he's clearly grown close with the kid. That's why he didn't want to leave him in the first place with with his original contractors. So I think even if that bounty hunter hadn't been there to get him, I think he would have had trouble leaving him anyway.
No, I agree with you. I do had a couple, like, where did these guys get a scout walker from? So they have to have someone either powerful backing them.
Either that or it's left over. Maybe this could have been a place that might have had... I assume that the Empire might have had lower level, governors or whatever.
You think they might have had a
on each of these
garrison on
planets.
this planet?
They
with
could have,
maybe
yeah.
a scout walker? Yeah,
You can't control the galaxy if you don't have somebody on every planet.
Yeah.
So they probably had
No,
at
that's
least a
true.
minimal
Might have had a couple of
security
troops,
unit,
yeah. Maybe a couple of stormtroopers and maybe a sergeant stormtrooper or
Yeah.
something in charge of them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I still think there might be somebody that was, like, they were just part of a larger organization. And someone, the Mandalorian
That could be too, because
somebody off.
the Mandalorian did mention in the beginning there was no starport, so yeah, it could very well be that somebody just like shipped it there or something. Or like it could be like you mentioned earlier that they could be in league with somebody who is purchasing this blue liquid or whatever.
Yeah, we don't know what that blue liquid is they were making. Is it a spice? Is it something else? Are they selling it?
And it could be that whoever is whoever they're working with, whether it's some sort of crime syndicate or something, could be supplying them with this ATST in order to make their job easier.
Yeah, and then the last thing, the Mandalorian did leave his ship unattended once again when he traveled by wagon to this village. Is he going to be in for another surprise?
Oh,
Will
I hope
he
not.
ever learn? But thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next week with episode 5, and we'll see you then.
Yeah.